Hey guys, welcome back to togetherweR. My dear friend Azzie's here with us again.
Hi.
She'll be with here for the next 2 weeks, I guess, for
Yes.
videos, so it'll be really nice. First of all, I apologize that my video's late. I've been pretty sick this week. The past 2 days are really bad, and we just didn't get to it. So forgive us, and we're making up for it now. So this week's topic is ED, media, books, documentaries, etc. Does it have a net positive or a net negative effect? And the two of us were just kind of reflecting on our journeys and thinking about this. And it really depends how you look at it, but I think the consensus is it's pretty much negative.
Yeah.
Azzie has a note here that says, before I almost met the angel of death, I was into ED shows and books. Since I got sick, it has lessened a lot. What else did you write? It's way triggering to me. Before, I would watch it to get tips and see Thinspo. Yeah, I think earlier on in the journey, when you're just slipping into it, even warning material. I mean, I know when Sophie shared her story, it was like education in a class. You know, in health, they were sharing about EDs.
Yeah.
And she and her friends acted all shocked, so they were actually intrigued and taking notes. So,
yeah.
The fact of the matter is that eating disorders are self-perpetuating, and they look for fuel. And it's not even necessarily a conscious thing. Triggers are ubiquitous. Even if you don't watch a documentary or look at skinny celebrities, your mind will find ways. Like
shopping.
I was just gonna point out.
Well, actually, good example would be
where I live. There's a lot of health conscious people that are very fit and thin.
Very thin, yeah. There's some of them I've seen, I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, there's.
Those.
Yeah. I remember one time, I don't remember if you were at your worst point, but there was one time you had gone shopping, and there was this really skinny anorexic in front of you in line.
Yeah.
And you actually messaged me about it. Like, it really upset you.
Yeah.
So, naturally, anything that is calling attention to thinness or especially ED-focused material, even if it's presenting it in EDs are bad. EDs are bad because you shouldn't get ED. Mr. Matthew Boy. We love South Park.
We do.
The ED itself will gravitate toward those things. And so, typically, when you watch a documentary, the effect isn't going to be good. When you read a memoir, you're going to identify with behaviors and be triggered. So, in general, I don't think that ED media is a good thing. You can educate, though, with minimal triggers. When describing a condition, don't inadvertently provide tips. Like, I've seen that so many times on websites, like, no bad tips allowed, for example, and then they mention one or two really bad tips. Yeah, wasted. Wasted is like the Bible, I think, of ED. I mean, everybody I've met with an ED has read it and not come out on the other end better. Your ED will find a way to take negative from that and take ways to hurt yourself or whatever. So we have to be honest about that. In general, if you're part of an education or support group, whatever, numbers, bad, don't mention. They're huge. They will stick in your head forever.
Yeah.
It's like the worst thing. Behaviors, don't. I mean, symptom pooling is really common in treatment. Just no. If you're trying to heal, I don't even know about being in it. It depends where you're at, whether you can benefit from the support group or not, because a lot of people go, oh, I'm going to be the fattest one there, and then you trigger each other. We have to be careful and be honest with ourselves regarding the intent with which we approach the subject of educational and memoir-style stories pertaining to EDs. And yeah, I mean, what is the net effect going to be? What's your motivation for reading it? Honestly, are you wanting to get to the end and see the person get out of it? Or are you like, ooh, yeah, let's see if there's any good behaviors I can copy in here?
I've done that.
We've all done that.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't admit that, then I don't even know what to say, because that's just the nature of the honest.
Yeah.
But some books can be good. I mean, if you approach it from the right place, if you're in a strong enough place, if you're genuinely focused on healing, it's a different story. But even then, I would not get the graphic, in-depth, over and over, triggering, ED thought, just like wasted. I wouldn't read.
No.
I wouldn't read it. I mean, Maria, I have so much respect for you and I love you, but your book has been misused, unfortunately. So yeah, if you haven't read it, please don't. And I kind of wish we didn't mention it for that reason, but everybody knows about it, so it's not like we're revealing anything. Okay, so we were talking about positives, and we came up with two. My favorite book is this one. It's by Amy Lou, Gaining the Truth About Life After Eating Disorders. And I really like this book because it is not terribly triggering. It talks about her doing research on EDs later in life, which is pertinent to me. Women dealing with EDs after pregnancy or in midlife, and finding balance and finding healing, even if they weren't cured, they found a way to live better with their ED, which has been my quest for years. So I really liked this book. Here, I'll share it from the back. Amy Lou has brought forth a comprehensive understanding of the science of eating disorder diagnosis and treatment, and the experiences of those who move to recovery. The book makes it clear that there is hope and direction for achieving long-term health. My practice has been profoundly enhanced by this work. Clinical assistant profit, Case School of Medicine. If you are still trigger prone, any medium is going to be a problem. But for a good book that has like positive outcomes, I really like this book a lot. And then the other good thing is certain support fora, like eating recovery boards, where you can meet people and post together. And while there's still inadvertent ways to get triggered, there are good sites out there where, regardless of where you are, you will be supported. And yeah, that's another primary source of support for both of us.
Yeah.
So, support for you mean?
Yeah,
okay.
Because like.
Yeah. Okay. It depends. Yeah. I mean, the recovery support groups are censored enough that it's minimal. They don't allow you to share or discuss certain things, but that can also be really alienating and off-putting for people, so it's a toss-up. But yeah, as you wrote down about mindset affecting, because yeah, if you're in a healing mindset and you go to a neutral forum or a alternate approach forum or a forum that is not 100% recovery oriented, if you are in a healing mindset, you will gravitate toward the threads that are, or the topics or the groups that are focused on healing. But if you're relapsing or are already immersed, naturally you're going to gravitate toward the more toxic threads. So it really is a personal thing, and mood has a lot to do with it. That's a great point.
Yeah,
like before, you used to use it in a bad way, and now you use it in a good way.
Yeah, and like, if I'm
if you're triggered,
I won't.
You won't continue.
Yeah,
or go there at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's a good idea, just taking care of yourself and knowing what triggers you and trying to avoid it as much as possible. I mean, it's impossible. Triggers are ubiquitous. They're everywhere. They're in your head.
Yeah.
Your ED will find something to do. I mean, even if there's no trigger around you and you're in an isolation chamber, you'll get thoughts and images anyway. I mean, there's no totally avoiding it, but this kind of media definitely, I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone with an ED would say it has a net negative effect. I can't think of anybody who would say it isn't. But
yeah.
mindset does have so much to do
I mean,
with it.
only them.
Oh, anorexics.
Yeah.
But again, the intent would be to use it for illness.
Yeah, sure.
So it'd still be negative.
Sure.
If you're looking for a support community, just like I said, be aware of what's going on, what the style is, what's shared and what isn't, and whether you feel safe or supported, positively or negatively. And if something triggers you, stop. I mean,
I don't want to be positive, but like the
to scare people.
Yeah, to kind of scare you off, but I don't know if that's really positive.
Yeah, I mean, I do know people who that freaked them out, like seeing the extreme extent of what somebody with chronic long-term anorexia looks like, or a bulimic who died from a rupture and died over the toilet, whatever. Those kind of things are horrifying, but I think even more, it depends on who you are, I guess.
Yeah.
Just listen to your ED voice and figure out, is it being empowered or is it being checked by whatever you're looking at? I mean, that's a big deal. We're also individual, but yeah, those pictures really did freak me out.
Yeah.
Pictures from your sickest time too, huh? I guess it's a mindset thing, but
yeah,
it's scary.
yeah, it's scary looking back.
You see death in your own eyes. It's really...
I have some pictures and it's like, oh my god.
Yeah, I know. Pictures from your sickest time can also be negatively triggering too, so
yeah,
it's just so hard. I mean, I guess as a general rule, just avoid it unless you need connection, community with somebody and want some support, and then be very discerning about the resources that you take on. Talk to other people who are on the healing path, see if they have recommendations or can warn you about don't read chapter 3, or you know what I mean, that kind of thing. Word of mouth, just surround yourself with people that help you stay positive too.
Yeah.
It's awesome when you visit. We totally are here for each other. And
yeah.
Okay, guys. Much love. Be well. We'll see you next week. And as always, if you have any questions or if you want to see us cover a topic, make a request. We always will take your questions and do something with them for sure. So, all right, guys. See you next week. Bye.
Bye.
You want to say bye, Eileen? Tilty head. Okay. Hey, bye. Cutie pie. We love you. Oh. Come on. What you gonna do? I need to go bye. Say bye-bye. No triggers. Good.
Aww.
We love you. Bye.